Hello, my name is Gladys Palethorpe. I live in London, a busy, bustling place, and now in the swinging 60s, it's such an enjoyable and gay place, one gets totally swept away sometimes with the excitement of life. Now and then, it's nice to get away, though, into the peace and quiet of one of our parks and gardens in this wonderful fair land of ours, to escape the stresses and pressures of modern life and lose oneself amongst nature. But recently, a new danger has come to light, something that was first observed on the other side of the world. There are hidden risks and threats that stalk our parks and gardens, and I've come here today to speak with an expert. Mr. Montague Goolagong from the University of Woolloomooloo has come to talk to us about this new threat.
Yes, indeed. Montague Goolagong here. Monty to my friends. And I've come from Australia. That's quite a long way away, to this beautiful land of yours to tell you about something that's been a problem with us down there for 20 odd years, and seems to be coming here now to England, and I've come to show you what I mean and give you some tips on what you can actually do to protect yourself if the worst happens whilst out in one of your parks and gardens. I'm going to show you what I mean. Right, so here we are, walking along, minding our own business in the park, and what do we find in front of us? A great big bench, big park bench. This is quite a big one, this, a bit of a beastie, and of course the temptation is to go and sit down, isn't it? But if you're really unlucky, and I think this might be one of the specimens, if you're really unlucky, you're going to get a very rude awakening as soon as you get a bit closer than this. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to creep up a bit quietly on him, see if I can take him by surprise a little bit. Oh, do you see that then? There you went. See, he moved out. I think he's really a bit of a mean one, this. See if I can get a little bit closer. See what happens. Well, you can see now what he's done. He's moved out. He's trying to block my way. I'm going to have to try and get past him. And, I can hear him growling now. Don't know if you can hear that. And, I don't know well, I might have to resort to my secret weapon. I was hoping I'd be able to keep that for later to show you. But let me see what the chances are. Now he's definitely trying to block my way. And, well, I'm going to have to deal rather harshly with this one, if you excuse me just a moment. This might not be a very pretty sight. Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Yeah, get back! Get back! You! Get back! Yeah. Well, there we are. I think he knows his place now. He knows I'm the boss. Now you stay there. So we're going down this way. I want to see if I can find some other smaller samples of this scourge of the countryside. I'll be back. Now you just behave yourself. Going to be quiet. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of corner you'll come across and you'll find one of these little buggers. Of course, the worst thing is if you get more than one and you get cornered by these little buggers, that it can be really hell, you know. And some of my colleagues in the college there back in Woolloomooloo. They used to come out with me on field trips, but nowadays I can't find anyone who will come with me. And I can't think of a reason why. Well, that is, there is a reason, and that is they're so bloody frightened by these things that have started invading our parks. I'm sure there's one just around by here.
Hey, Mr. Goolagong, what an absolutely wonderfully exciting life you lead. All the way down there in Australia. Searching for these things. How romantic it is. How I'd love to travel to Australia.
And just a minute there, Sheila. Look, I knew there was one. There he is, just over there. See him lurking there in the darkness? Right, he looks a bit of a nasty one to me. Let's go and take a closer look. Yeah, this is... I've seen this type before. Very, very unpleasant these can be. He doesn't seem to have moved yet, which is a good sign. I imagine he's going to try and block our way. That's the usual tactic. And then he'll attack. But I dare say he's not come up against someone like me before. Montague Goolagong. Right, let's go a little bit closer and we'll see what... You stay back there, madam. Let's go and see what happens. I'm just going to creep down a little bit, I think. Righto, well, he's got as close as I want him to be now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my sweeping brush and I'm going to show it to him, and that might stop him, and then I'm going to show you what I do to kind of placate the little fella. Just going to get out my sweeping brush. Right then, go on, you stay there now. And you'll come another inch closer to me. Or this lovely lady here. You stay there. Now then. You're going to behave? I'm not quite sure. We'll see what happens, because what you can do, I'm keeping my brush ready here, but what you can do is you can kind of calm them down with the brush, and all it takes is a little gentle sweep, and sometimes that's what they really like. I'm going to try that. I'll just go to the side here. Now, little fella, how'd you like that, eh? Just gentle, nothing too vigorous. A little bit on the back. See, we like it on the back, you see. The thing is, they can't scratch themselves. It's not like a dog or a cat, you know, or a kangaroo, or koala. How's that, eh? Is that better? You're gonna go back now? You're gonna behave yourself? You're gonna do that for me? You're gonna do that nicely? There we are. Now, the other thing you might be wondering, why have I got a toothbrush in my pocket? Well, this is another little trick of mine. This is what I call my little tickling stick, and there's nothing at all they like better than a gentle little brush into the arms, you know. I'm just going to give him that because he seems to be behaving now. Have a little look. You're a nice little fella, really, aren't you? Just like that, see? How's that? There you go. My tickling stick. Always carry it with me when I'm out in the parks and the gardens. Right, let's move on from here. Just see this little fella back to his place, I think. Go on, off you go. There you are, back safe and sound, minding his own business. course, things do turn nasty with these fellas. I mean, really nasty. And you can get very badly injured with one of these. And of course, the absolute last thing you want to do with one of these is to try and sit down. I mean, you just do not try to sit down on one of these. Because what can happen is they'll deliberately collapse. You get splinters up the arse. You'll be bruised. It'll be absolutely bloody awful. I've known people be in hospital for 5 weeks just as a result of sitting down on a bench, not too dissimilar to this one, in just outside of Brisbane. That was. Yeah. So that's my advice to you. Always carry a sweeping brush. And if you can't manage that, a toothbrush, and an old toothbrush will do, of course, and not electric one. They don't like the electric toothbrushes, the benches now. And for goodness sake, do not, I must emphasise this, do not attempt to sit down on a bench in a park, because it can end so badly.
Well, wasn't that absolutely thrilling? I was so excited and a little bit scared at times, and I almost wet myself at one point. But fascinating, and so grateful to Montague for his advice there. But you know, I understand that occurrences with benches don't just occur in parks and such like. It can happen in our back gardens, as we shall now see. Now here's a rather idyllic scene. Someone's back garden. All looks very nice, doesn't it, and quiet. Well, what do you think these 3 benches are doing here? They're discussing what to do about that bag that's been placed on their table. They don't like it at all. They're having an argument about what to do next. Looks like there's quite a disagreement here. Looks like the 2 on the right think one thing, and the other one thinks something else. Just look at that. The other one has reared up on its feet. It must be very angry. And now it's turned its back on them. I think it's going to go away and sulk. There you are, it's rolled over, given up. I hope you enjoyed this short information film. If you did, and especially if you enjoyed my narration, and if you happen to know any famous Hollywood producers, or even someone who works at Ealing, if it comes to a push, do give them my name. I'd love to become rich and famous. You know, some people say I resemble Elizabeth Taylor from behind. Goodbye.